Hello, I hope you all are fine. Well, we are going to continue with our science series, Chapter 1, The Living World. So, in our last lecture, we've studied about herbarium, where you have put and stored all the plants, but kind of a dead. Okay, not in a living state. You are removing all the water contained from it. Okay, but today we are going to see botanical gardens. Okay, I mean, of course, we are not going to see the botanical gardens, but we are going to learn about botanical gardens. Well, I suggest you to see botanical gardens if you haven't seen any. Okay, so let's start with botanical gardens. What it could be? I think you may have visit once or twice at least a botanical garden, and if not, I would really suggest you to go and see a botanical garden. Now, what is botanical garden? See, the botany word itself, I've always told you that focus on words. They say or they talk to you out loud. Okay, there's meaning in every word. Botanical. Botany itself means you're talking about plants. Right? Botany, study of plants. So, botanical gardens are the very specialized garden. Okay. Let me write it properly. Gardens. Okay. In what manner specialized? So, basically, it is collection of living plants for reference. Again, living plants. Last time when we saw herbarium, we kind of make an herbarium sheet in which you are taking a part of plant, a specimen, a part like a sample kind of thing, right? You are not taking whole plant. You are taking part of plant and then you are putting it on a sheet, herbarium sheet. You are removing all the water contained in a dry form. So that is basically kind of a dead. Okay. But here you are going to collect living plants. Okay. So this is kind of a garden. You went to a garden near whatever area you have, right? You have the garden and you went there. You have seen gardens, like normal gardens. This is kind of exciting, but why they are calling it a specialized garden? Because here they are collecting living plants, which is also very common, okay, right? In all garden you are going to see living plants only. But what is the difference? It is for a reference purpose. So, in your, this is your area and you are going there. So, the area near you might have the normal plants, but here they are going to have different kind of plants, even from different areas, different states, sometimes different country, if it is able to grow that, right? So let's just have a picture so you are going to get a good idea about that. So this is a picture. Okay, now you can see it is very normal. You have seen this kind of plants and all in any garden. But what is different is this, right? You haven't seen this in your normal garden. Okay, and that is why it is specialized garden, because you are collecting them for a reference purpose. So if you are collecting them for a reference, okay, like why? Okay, so for the identification purpose, remember. So how one person is going to identify that, okay, this is this plant? Of course, the botanist can identify by looking it, but not any normal person. Even the zoologist, who is also a scientist, cannot be able to recognize the plant, right? So for that, what you have to do, they have to put these labels, just like you have put in the herbarium sheet. See, whenever you learn this kind of thing, try to learn it in a manner of comparison manner. Whenever you are going to comparison these two things, you'll remember it faster. For example, in herbarium, there were dead plants. Here, they are living plant. There was a sample part of a plant. Here, there is a whole plant. Yeah. What is the similarity? The similarities is there also you have to put a label. Here also you are going to put a label. But of course, because there was a sheet, you have to put a label on that sheet. Here, there is no sheet, right? There is a living plant. actual plant. So you are going to put kind of a this stand. Can you see this kind of stand? And here is your label of that particular plant. Now why? So for the identification purpose, of course, for the information, for us, for the future purpose. Okay. What are you going to write on that label? So can you see there are two names? Okay. So there is going to be a local name of that plant. Okay. Or you can say botanical name, their actual name, what we use. Okay. And there is a, sorry, let me write in what manner they've written it. Okay. So they've written the scientific name first. So yeah, here is the scientific name, or you can say botanical name, right? And here is the local name, which we locally call that plant, right? For example, there is a touch me not plant. We call it touch me not plant. But the scientific name of that particular plant is going to be different. Now, so they are going to write both the name. Okay, the local name and the scientific name. Sometimes also here, see, these two things are compulsory. Okay, very much compulsory in any botanical garden. Sometimes you can add some information also. For example, they are going to make a bigger board. Okay, and then they are going to write all the other information. For example, from like the date. Okay, just like herbarium sheet. The place from where they get got it. And even the place where this plant is rare, like mostly seen. Okay, for example, the tea plant you are going to see in Kerala and all the most. So they are going to write that also. All the other information like they use this plant in a medical purpose or food purpose. So all the etc. etc. But see, these are the things which are not that much compulsory. But these two things are compulsory here. Okay. So this is how botanical gardens are there. Very easy. Okay. Now let's just take a few examples. For example, the very first garden was made in Italy. Okay. Yes, there was an Italy scientist who firstly made it. And let's just see what are the very famous one. The famous one are, so this here, yes, right here are the very three famous botanical gardens. Very first one is Kew. Okay, this is a garden present, like it is in England, and a very famous garden. Like they are famous to have a largest collection. Okay, they have the largest collection around, you can say 30,000 and more of kind of a plants. Okay, so Kew is number one, which is present in England. Then there is a botanical garden called as Indian Botanical Garden, which is in Howrah, India, kind of a Bengal side. Okay. And then third is National Botanical Research Institute. So it is kind of a research institute. Obviously there is a garden and then there is a research institute in that. So student can go and research on anything they want there. Okay. So that is in a Lucknow, again in India. Okay. So in in this whole topic, what you have to remember for a exam purpose is, what are botanical gardens? Collection of living plants for reference. This is an important thing. Okay, living plant. Then, why you are doing this? For the identification purpose. Okay, and for the future help. Secondly, what are written on the label? Scientific and local name. Okay, and this here, my friends, is the most important topic of this whole topic. Again, I am telling the herbarium sheet one was very important. This botanical garden one is not that much important for long question, but for MCQ purpose, this collection of living plants is an MCQ purpose. And this, okay, very much important. They ask this many times, even in NET question, that what are the famous botanical gardens? So that is Kew in England. Two of them are from India. Remember, you have to have you can have proud of it, of course. Okay, because there is so much biodiversity. So two of the most famous ones are in India. One is in Howrah and one is in Lucknow. So this was all about botanical gardens. I hope you got the lecture. So in next lecture, we are going to study about animal collection. Clear? Okay, till then, bye-bye.